congratulate your girl Adeola. Hey, since when? Since when do we now swap words, you know? Acting president is now known as coordinator of government affairs. For Nigerians. By now, everybody knows without a shadow of doubt that there are cabals who are controlling Buhari's government. No be me talk you know, Mr. President, Nigerians are the ones saying it. So we heard that these cabals even tried to stop him from getting treatment. I was like, shut up, shut up. Can you imagine? Now, when the president left the country to go to London for treatment, instead of him saying that the vice president is now the acting president, his letter to the Senate said that the vice president is now the coordinator of government affairs. I was like, what? Have you ever heard of, Oga Buhari? Who wrote this crap? What is the meaning of that? What? I have never heard of that ever in my life. Not when somebody is leaving the country and putting the affairs of the country in the hands of the vice president. Osinbajo, who are these enemies of progress that are afraid of Osinbajo being named the acting president? Is he not acting as the president? And isn't he doing a good job? Who wrote that letter? Who wrote that? You think Femi Adesina? I don't think Femi Adesina would have that kind of liver. But sorry, Mr. Adesina, not that you don't have liver. It's just, I know you are a very good person. You think Gabashewu wrote that? No, I don't think he's a very gentleman. I don't think Mr. Gabashewu will use that kind of words. Yeah, those are some big words. He's a very good writer, by the way. I'm not. Why are you laughing? I didn't say anything. Anyway, whoever wrote this thing, these are enemies of progress. Benny, Tanim Binori, Senam Binori, coordinator of government affairs, just acting president, Benny. But you know, I said I would not be upset on this show today, you know, because guess what? 82 Chibok girls were released by Boko Haram after 3 years in captivity. Yes, so. Thank you. You're that for you. You're that for you. Is that not your sister? That's one that was you're related. Also, my sister, I need to learn how to. So, it baffles me that some Nigerians are saying that the Chibok girls were never captured. It's an interesting argument. They were saying that Buhari paid those girls to be kidnapped or to stage being kidnapped, so he knew he would become president so that he can come and rescue them. First of all, how come since he became president, why would he wait for another 2 years for him to stage that they've been released? And don't forget that some months ago, the parents of the girls and some protesters went to Aso. We're talking about the Bring Back Our Girls protesters, and the presidency refused to address them. He didn't even let them in. And I'm like, if he paid them, I don't think he will be blocking them from getting inside Aso. Remember, even your girl was upset at that time that what is wrong with Mr. President not seeing the Chibok girls protesters. It doesn't look to me like this man staged the whole thing. And Nigerians are saying that these girls that were released, they said that the girls did not look malnourished. And I'm like, Father, I don't know where to start. But you know, I know that a lot of journalists like Chika Odua have been to Chibok to see where these girls were kidnapped with their own crocodile eyes. They've seen their school that was burnt down that night. They met the parents, their siblings. I mean, so the whole of Chibok has been lying to us about their daughters being kidnapped. For that, my people, see, if tragedy did not happen to you directly or someone that you know, that doesn't give you a right to proclaim that it did not happen to others. Nigerians, I don't like the fact that it is only when something happens to us that we see it as a problem. One of the girls came back with her legs amputated. You think she was also staging that? And the negotiators were not just Nigerians. Red Cross was involved. Other international organizations were also involved. You think they're all lying to us about these girls? The only thing that breaks my heart is the fact that some of these parents have died of heart attack while they were waiting for their daughters. And you know, all these doubters would have been silenced if the Nigerian media would just put the before and after pictures of these girls side by side. But whether you believe it or not, me, I like to celebrate with the parents in Chibok who are reuniting with their daughters after 3 years. After 3 years in captivity. And hopefully, the rest of the girls will be coming home soon. Father, I'm out of breath. I think I need some water. By the way, the people of this church are not the only ones that broke the internet this week in Nigeria. You know, they're not the only ones dancing. It was a competition, by the way, in Nigeria because one female lawmaker in Ebonyi State also decided to make her own music video. I don't know. Stop it! Did I ask you to play it again? We've seen enough. What is wrong with you? Seriously though, madam, I hope you are watching. Let me face it. You know, she actually uploaded this video by herself on her Facebook page. And I looked at the comments and people were like, oh, nice dance. You know, they were hailing her. Can I just say, madam, don't take offense. Let me look here. So it's okay to dance if you want to dance. I mean, they know it's there. You know, we have not been able to stop him. It's very crazy. So it's okay if you want to dance. But the thing is, some of your moves, the way you were, I was a little worried. What do you want? I didn't tell him to play it, by the way. I couldn't help but wonder if everything was okay. So you understand? But then I heard that she's doing well for her constituency, that she's doing well for her people. Apparently everybody there likes her. And I've heard that sometimes she would even park on the streets and dance and stop traffic. I'm telling you, we are all crazy. Everybody is crazy. It's just that the way we manifest it is different. Speaking of which, you guys remember Andrew Yakubu? Yes, the man who stole, well, the man who stashed about $10 million cash in his Kaduna house. The man has done everything in his power to repossess that our money. Then he keeps saying EFCC should return its money. I said, Father! The day that thunder will start to fire people in Nigeria. Don't blame God. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very good news for you, that the judge has dismissed his application to repossess the money. Hit me one time! Hit me! It's enough. Now you are overstepping your boundary. Get out. And now, speaking of crazy, how can firefighters not show up for 2 hours? 2 hours! Especially when I looked at the video of the fire, I'm like, this looks like a really nice neighborhood in Lagos. It's called Oasis Gardens.
We call it fire service for almost 2 hours. And they refuse to show up. In a country like Nigeria, this is so heartbreaking. Fire service can't show up. NEPA can't take lights. We've been asking them to take the lights. We've been begging them to take the lights. When we want lights, they will not give us lights. But when we don't want it, we'll be begging them to take the lights. They refuse taking the lights.
Play where she was cursing all the people that are making it difficult for things to work in Nigeria.
God will punish fire service in this country. God will punish all the people at the top that is making this country not to work. God will never forgive you people for this. God will never forgive you people for this.
You know, I was so mad when I saw that video. I was so mad. The thing is, when people tell you that nothing works in Nigeria, please don't blame them. Don't blame them. Imagine spending all your savings to build your dream house. And the lady in the video said that the moment they smelled smoke, before there was fire, the moment they smelled smoke, that they called the firefighters, and they did not come. And she kept saying that they called NEPA to turn off the power. I mean, anything could have caused the fire. It could have been faulty electrical wiring or some kind of electrical appliance malfunction. I don't know. I don't know exactly what caused it. All I know is that Nigeria has become that country where people have to completely fend for themselves in every situation. So many things that the government is supposed to do for you, you have to do it for yourself. You already know that water will not be stable, so you have to dig your own borehole. No be so. And then you know electricity will not be stable, so you buy generator or solar. And you know that there is no security, so you build a fence that hopefully by the time the thieves will jump the fence, you would be able to do something. Even when you go to the hospital. I've heard about hospitals now in Nigeria where they will tell patients that there are no beds. So it's either you bring your own bed or you bribe people at the hospital to get a bed. Can you imagine? This happened to a friend of mine at Loot of all hospitals. They told a cancer patient that there is no bed. And of course, we don't have a reliable firefighter service. And as a matter of fact, there are so many places that we don't even have firefighters at all. Except you live in Lagos or Abuja. There are states in Nigeria that they don't even have firefighters, or they have the truck, there's no water, or the engine is not working. It broke down like 10 years ago and they're yet to fix it. Don't forget that last week I showed you a car that was burning and they had to use feces to quench the fire. Feces, that is how bad things are right now in Nigeria. And now 2 houses got burned. Don't forget that the fire started from one house, and because the firefighters did not come on time, that's why it affected the other house as well. So somebody else just lost their property just because they are neighbors. Even if they had designed water sprinkler with the structure, what if there's no water? Because that's another thing. Water has never been stable in Nigeria. It's a shame, and this is a national disgrace that we still have to deal with this in Nigeria in 2017. And the worst part of this is that insurance may not cover this. What am I even saying? Most people don't have insurance in Nigeria. And in a situation like this, you can't sue anybody. Who are you going to sue? The firefighters or the Lagos state? Who are you going to sue? It's just so heartbreaking, but you guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So my first shout out of the day goes to a Kenyan lady by the name Kakenya Ntaiya. I've heard that this woman is the first Maasai woman to earn a PhD. I'm hoping that somebody from Kenya can confirm this. This woman has an amazing story and we're so proud of her. By the time that she was 5, you guys will not believe that her family had already decided who she would marry. Who? Father! Can you imagine growing up knowing that you have a husband somewhere, you don't even know what love is by that time and you're already engaged. And then by the age of 12, she had undergone female genital mutilation. I've talked about that on this show. The fact that they would cut the genitals without any anesthesia. I mean, can you imagine how painful that must have been? Apparently, this is the general practice where she's from, and it's an awful experience. Yet, she said that a girl is not allowed to cry.
Somebody cuts off your clitoris and there's no anesthesia. It's a very terrifying experience. You're supposed to heal naturally and you're not supposed to talk about the feeling that you felt and you're not supposed to cry. Because of course we are told as Maasai women we're supposed to be strong.
That right there, that is wickedness. You cut somebody's genitals and you said they are not allowed to cry. How? I mean, but guess what? She made a deal with her father that if she goes through with the female genital mutilation, that she must be allowed to finish her education. If not, that she would run away. Now, running away would be a stigma on her family, especially her father. So he thought about it and he was like, yeah, whatever. You're allowed to finish school. So he allowed her to finish school. Now, Kakenya proceeded to further her education in the US, and of course she earned her PhD in the US, and guess what? She returned back to her village to help other girls by starting a school for girls only. And she said this is in order to empower them so that they won't have to go through what she went through. We're so proud of her. We're so excited by what she's doing. She's changing lives. She's literally touching lives of these girls. Keep in mind that female genital mutilation is actually unlawful in Kenya, but it is still being practiced in some communities. Kakenya believes that when a girl is educated, it is a change for her family and for her community. We're so proud of you. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. You guys not do much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. And my second shout out of the day goes to, of course, the pride of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Joshua, who is now the world heavyweight champion. Put up my photo with the guy. Well, you mean I don't have a photo? I don't have a photo with Anthony? Me and Anthony, we go way back. What is your problem? I said find my photo. We go way back. You know, South London. Remember me now, Anthony. You know, the guy is really fine. It's okay. He's 27. He's old enough. So while we're proud of Anthony, I see lawmakers in Nigeria inviting him to come. You know, they are saying he made Nigeria proud. I said, shoot, let's not forget that despite the fact that this guy was born in UK and he was living in UK, there was a time he came to Nigeria wanting to represent Nigeria and they said he wasn't good enough. Can you imagine that insult? I'm like, even if he wasn't good enough, why couldn't you train him? Now the guy went back to UK and he's making Britain proud. All of a sudden, Nigeria is trying to claim him. Hey? Don't mind them, Daddy Anthony. They're just enemies of progress. Call me, eh? Call me. You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.
Growing up in Kenya, my sister and I were very close. But like any sisters, we fought a lot. She always got new clothes, and I always got hand-me-downs. Now she's putting her children through school in Kenya. We still fight sometimes, especially when I send money for the kids. I tell her, buy some clothes for the younger one, and we both laugh.
With nearly 500,000 locations, our app and online, this is moving money for better.
Alright y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out!